Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Breaking news, breaking news. Right now, this has just come in a few minutes ago, and that is Iran has actually struck military bases, U.S. military bases in Qatar. Okay, that is what's going on right now. This is coming by way of Right Side Broadcasting Network, where I'm getting this news feed, and also from Charlie Kirk. Don't forget to smash the like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, hit all notifications if you have not subscribed, and I kindly ask that you stick around to the very end of this video. Now, we already know that our current president, Donald J. Trump, did send Iran a very strong message over the weekend, and that was destroying, and as the Trump administration says, obliterating 3 of their nuclear facilities. Okay. And now we were wondering what Iran would actually do. Okay. And they have decided to strike our military bases in the Middle East. So I am going to switch over to news, and I welcome you all for joining. I'm going to play this for you right now, and I'll stay on top of this for you.
Going to be a bit longer than that. And this is all on top of Homeland Security putting out a bulletin to the homeland for us to be safe here and to watch out, and keep an eye out. And then also the Department of State, putting out information and saying, this is a worldwide caution for those that are traveling to various countries. So a lot going on right now, of course, as you were watching live on Right Side Broadcasting Network. Director, could you guys please send me the link to this OSINT Defender on the internal communications, as I'm looking at one of the other outlets as well, as we monitor what's going on out there. In the meantime, let's go to disclose.tv. Iran coordinated attacks on the U.S. airbase in Qatar, with Qatari officials providing advance notice to minimize casualties. That, according to the New York Times. Interesting, because one of the reports are saying that Qatar was saying they're condemning this. The New York Times saying that Iran coordinated attacks on the U.S. airbase in Qatar with Qatari officials. So the Iranians and Qataris coordinate. These are all preliminary things. We're going to have to wait and see. That, according to the New York Times. Okay, let's see if we've got this latest info with the OSINT Defender. I'm not sure if I'm getting it yet here on the Slack channel or the internal communication channel. It's just not posting yet. So we do see information there as it's scrolling through. I will go to that specifically once we get more information. I do see from our president and COO, Grace O'Donnell, about 12:20 of the OSINT Defender. The statement from the Qatari Ministry of Defense in response to the ballistic missile attack moments ago. The Ministry of Defense announced that Qatari air defenses successfully intercepted a missile attack targeting Al Udeid Air Base that in Qatar. Thanks to God and the vigilance of the armed forces, the personnel, and the precautionary measures taken, the incident resulted in no deaths or injuries. The ministry reaffirmed that the airspace and territory of the state of Qatar are safe, and the Qatari armed forces are always fully prepared to deal with any threat. The Ministry of Defense also advises citizens and residents to follow official sources for directives and the latest developments. So that's what we're doing too. I mean, outside of reporting from various sources that we see out there, disclose.tv or Axios, that we still have to wait to see what the receipts are and the confirmation from. Because again, disclose.tv 24 seconds ago or a minute ago saying that Iran coordinated attacks on the U.S. airbase in Qatar with Qatari officials, providing advance notice to minimize casualties. That, according to the New York Times. So that's a puzzling report there. But again, that's what happens in breaking news. You just roll with it. You see the different sources, and we bring you everything we can live again. But on the 30,000-foot view, we know that we attacked Iran ×3, right? 3 different sites on Saturday. It's now, less than 48 hours later, and we know that we were wondering, well, is Iran going to retaliate? Well, it looks like they have, according to all these reports that we're seeing out there. So we will be monitoring all of this as it happens. Also, We do know that the president has been in he had a scheduled 1 o'clock meeting at the White House for the national security team in the Oval Office. Well, now the environment has changed there at the White House. He's not in the Oval. He is now in the Situation Room.
So these reports are just coming in, and he's getting, and this is Right Side Broadcasting Network, he's getting conflicting reports. Some say that Qatari condemns this act. Some reports say that Qatari was working with Iran in a coordinated effort against these U.S. Air Force bases in Qatar. So, you know, this is live, so we're just rolling with it and looking at different reports right now. I want to switch over to also Charlie Kirk. And Charlie Kirk, you know, Charlie Kirk, I'm sure you guys are familiar with him. He is providing information very quickly as well. I'm going to refresh because he's constantly providing like up-to-date information. And let me get ahead of this. Let me see. It says breaking Axios is reporting that the Trump administration was aware of the Iranian attack in advance. Breaking, U.S. officials are now saying that President Trump has no intention to strike back against Iran after Iran's failed retaliatory strikes, which they describe as largely theatrical. Keep praying for peace. Just in, New York Times and Fox News reporting that Iran appears to have coordinated its retaliatory response as to not drag the United States more directly into the fight. Breaking, the U.S. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar reports no casualties. So right now they are reporting, and this is over a half hour ago, they are reporting that there are no casualties and no major damage. Praise God, if confirmed true. All eyes on Bahrain attack, which is ongoing. Breaking, there are reports of 3 direct hits on the U.S. base in Qatar. No initial reports of U.S. casualties. So right now, it doesn't appear to be any reports yet of U.S. casualties. We'll have to keep an eye on this. Pray these reports are confirmed true. Just in, the air fight over Kuwait right now as U.S. and coalition forces intercept Iranian missiles. Okay, and I'm just going to take a look at this little footage right here. Okay, and that's supposedly some kind of the air flight over Kuwait. And also it says initial reports of explosions at the Al Asad Air Force Base in Iraq. These are unconfirmed. So I should have read it from the top up, but the most recent, from the bottom up, the most recent is that there are no reports of casualties, and that Axios is reporting that the Trump administration was aware of the Iranian attack in advance. So, and it looks like right now our administration over here in the U.S. is not planning on a retaliatory attack. We'll see. And this was coordinated to make it seem like, that they're not trying to cause casualties, just cause like a disruption, but no casualties, not trying to cause casualties. That's what's coming through right now. That's what we have. I'm going to go back to Right Side Broadcasting Network, because when I first saw this, I'm not going to lie to you. I read the headline real quick, and I didn't see that it was actually the U.S. Air Force bases in Qatar over there in the Middle East. I was thinking it was over here. I was like freaking out a little bit. I was like, no, my gosh. Oh my goodness. So that is just crazy. So let me get back to this.
We're hearing that even if the attack failed, and even if a warning was given in advance, I still don't see President Trump taking this one on the chin and allowing Iran to attack a base in Qatar without significant consequences for the Iranian armed forces. That an opinion from OSINT Defender, 1.4 million followers on X, but also President Trump referred to one of these type of accounts just the other day on Truth Social, when the attack to Fordo, the facility there, was hit. The president used one of the screenshots from an account that is similar to this. It's OSINT 613, I believe. And then it said Fordo is gone. So This is an organization or a group that, it says right there, open source intelligence monitor focused on Europe and conflicts across the world. Yes, we also look at reports from Axios and other reports that are happening out there that have a very global presence. You know, you have bureaus in Beijing, London, Sydney, you know, all over the world, Jerusalem and that kind of thing. So we're obviously gathering all of our different sources and resources here.
And so you're looking at the screen. It says it appears that tonight's attack by Iran only targeted Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, with all other reports of attacks in Bahrain, Iraq, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia either the result of attacks from Iranian-backed militia groups or entirely false. So just got to wait on that. The sirens in Bahrain and Kuwait appear to have just been precautionary. All right.
Coalition, and I'll get the specifics on all of the letters there, but it is definitely the Islamic Republic leadership of Iran decided that they're going to use the Iranian air force there and attack some U.S. bases, or a U.S. base at this point. So this is something, again, the president is in the Situation Room right now, specifically looking at all of what's going on in the Middle East. Maybe, who knows, at this point, we could already be striking right back at this point as we speak. And we know that if you're in the military and you're in the Middle East, you're already, you know, you have their 24/7 watch. This is not something where, okay, it's 10 o'clock, guys, lights out. No, you had the crew all night up watching and monitoring. Just imagine all the radars going on right now, monitoring radar, whether it's at CENTCOM, whether it's at NORAD, whether it's overseas, wherever it is.
I'm going to go a little ahead on this to get further close to it. So let's see.
It says that U.S. President Trump, our president, of course, is monitoring potential Iranian retaliation, okay, against multiple U.S. bases in the region. Okay, so we know, in addition to Qatar, the Bahrain base, the Iraq base, which I'm sure there are more than one in each of these countries, but still, and possibly more locations. So right now, this is according to White House officials speaking with the media there. Trump is monitoring imminent threats against multiple U.S. bases in the Middle East. So this is pretty specific here, because we saw that President Trump said that if there is any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America, President Trump said this just the other day. He said, if there's any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America, it will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed on Saturday. So we will see if there's anything that happens from our country or our bases back to Iran in this situation.
Now, that's the thing we got to look at too and keep an eye out on, because President Trump, when he typically says something, he does really follow it up with actual action. And he said, if there's any kind of retaliation, it will be met with far worse force, as you heard the anchor person say, than what actually happened on Saturday. And I'm skipping ahead here.
Bottom of the hour right now. What we'll do is we're going to take a break and we'll come back here in just a second. Let's go with before.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to show right now, but we got to keep praying. We know, and I was just thinking about this when I heard about this, there will be wars and rumors of wars. As mentioned in Matthew chapter 24, we should not be frightened. We should not even let this surprise us. But is one thing reading about something and actually hearing it happening, playing out in real time. But for right now, these are just U.S. bases in Qatar, maybe Bahrain and Kuwait and other areas, U.S. bases in the Middle East. Okay, and this again, look, this is a retaliatory reaction to what happened with us striking those nuclear facilities over the weekend. That's what's happening right now. Right now, it's reported that there are no casualties. Currently, as of right now, there are no reported casualties. And at first, we were hearing that it was coming by way of Qatar working with the Iranian government. Then we hear another report that says, no, Qatar condemns this. So we just have to see, because once things keep coming at you from all different directions, you have to verify the information first. But right now, I'm just telling you what the reports are saying right now. And I'm going to go back to Charlie Kirk to see what Charlie Kirk who is keeping something going on here on his thread. Very up-to-date information. Okay, that's the last I got, is that Axios is reporting that the Trump administration was aware of the Iranian attack in advance, and that New York Times and Fox News reported that Iran appears to have coordinated its retaliatory response as to not drag the United States more directly into the fight. So looks like they did this way so as not to drag us more directly into it. But we already know what President Trump has already said, that if Iran retaliates, then they will be met with force far greater than what happened on Saturday. Okay, so all right, warriors. We're prayer warriors, right? So let's get to praying about this whole thing. We don't want any trouble. We just want peace. We want all the chaos to stop. I just don't want any of it. And I'm going to tell you right now that, and I'm sure you already know this, the Democrats and the rhinos right now, like Thomas Massey, are out here saying that President Trump did not get any congressional approval for those attacks on Saturday, that there was no congressional approval. But when I read what the Constitution actually says, it says that the president, the chief operating officer, the chief person, the commander-in-chief, I should rather say, commander-in-chief, does have the ability and is within his scope of power to go into strikes against another country, provided there is an imminent threat. So if there is an imminent threat, but another resolution that the president, which he actually did, let people know in Congress within 48 hours. Hakeem Jeffries was not available. They did a bipartisan notification, the Trump administration did, letting those in Congress know about the forthcoming strikes that happened in Iran at those nuclear facilities over the weekend. So the Democrats are right now calling for President Trump. Of course, surprise, surprise, they are calling for him to be impeached because they are saying and putting it out there that he did not get congressional approval. And also, I just want to remind everybody, in 2011, former President Barack Hussein Obama did not get congressional approval when he bombed Libya. Okay, so there is a double standard. We already know that when the demon rats do something, oh, it's okay. But when President Trump does something, it's all of a sudden grounds for impeachment. He needs to be impeached. We should go after him. He needs to be impeached. This is against our democracy, even though we're a constitutional republic. So I'm just letting you all know what is actually going on out there. And I will continue to follow up on this to just keep everybody abreast. Because right now tensions are high and President Trump is in the Situation Room. He is coordinating as to what is the next move at this very moment. Okay, let me see what you all are saying out here. You are saying peace through strength. Trump is in the Situation Room. Yes, just say it. Just said that. He's in there right now. I'm not sure what you are talking about, Jen for Jesus. Hi, LB. Trump didn't need it. It's a strike on, not an act of war. Of course, it's just a strike. We are praying. According to the War Powers Resolution of 1973, Trump did not have to notify Congress because he did not declare war. Of course, he did not declare war. Let me be clear. This was just a just military type strike at 3 facilities, not war. Because who was it? I can't remember who it was. I think it was Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State. He said, this is not war. This was a strategic move. Because remember, President Trump told Iran, you are not allowed to have nuclear weapons. Remember, he's not allowed. They're not allowed to have that. So we're just following up on it. And if you don't let us know anything, we're just going to decide on what we're going to do. And the decision to strike those nuclear facilities were made. And again, the president does have the right to do so. But for the people out here who believe the mainstream media, they're going to see like, see, he's horrible, he's horrible, he's horrible, but not realizing that other presidents did the exact same thing. All right, pretty obvious, Linda. Again, the Democrats are the bigger threat. They are correct. Peace through strength. Praying. The demon rats are hoping people don't know this and work up their emotions to try to get rid of him. Absolutely. That's all they do. They work up on people's emotions. They are very, the liberal media, and I'm going to do like a video on the liberal media when it came to Trayvon Martin. I came across some amazing information about Trayvon Martin. And I know that has nothing really to do with this, but it does have to do with how the media portrays things with all these hoaxes, like the Russia hoax, the Trayvon Martin hoax, the Michael Brown hoax, putting things out there in the media with a certain narrative, trying to get people's emotions all worked up so they only see things through the lens of race. And that's what the media does. I'm going to work on that particular video. It will not be alive, but I'm going to work on it to present that information to you, because that information is out there. That everything in the media that they push to us is centered around how they want us to think. They're trying to work on our minds. Okay. So we already know not to look at certain media outlets. It is dangerous. It's communism. It's like a psyop or brainwashing. We're being programmed literally in real time. But I do thank you all so much for watching this video. But that's what's going on right now. President Trump is meeting in the Situation Room, trying to figure out what is the next move. And yes, Iran did attack the Qatar bases, and it looks like other U.S. bases in the Middle East as well. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like the video, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, select all notifications. You all be blessed. And don't forget that I will be here at 9:30 tonight, p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream. Just as breaking news, so I wanted to get in there kind of quick and provide you with this information. Yes, do pray for the president. Pray for him. He's really going to need it, because he's got a lot of forces working against him right now. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.